there's really two things, one organizational and one technical, I think, that are the best way to answer that. You can't do research and development separate from the operating activities. That is really an old model that no longer works commercially, technologically, in the modern world in any way, shape, or form. You've got to find ways to be, in an operating sense, continuously innovating, and in an innovation R&D sense, continually seeing what's happening operationally and how to adapt, how to change things, how to improve things, how to help the innovation process, and so forth. And one of the places that is really hard to do, and it's really difficult to play out, is the whole process of running some sort of pilot, test, evaluation, experiment, whatever you call it. Because we're doing things so quickly and trying to improve operations so rapidly and so significantly, it's hard to pull back a little bit, capture what we actually learned from the prior 6 months of something being tried, and fold that back into the system. So the continuous learning process is really a challenge for any operating organization, but it's also a challenge for the R&D portions of those organizations trying to fold continuous technical on-the-ground learning in these changing areas, and to have that fold in and help companies become successful in any domain, commercially, governmentally, or anything else. Major challenge
by NIST now is a real issue.
It is a challenge area that's a major problem and challenge in its own right, because the standardization is happening in all sorts of places, industrially as well as governmentally and internationally, and so on and so forth. It's going to turn into a further challenge when you remember that, you know, the human part of these equations and these systems have only started to figure out how to adapt and use IoTs and sensors and the pervasiveness of all of it, and where the human society that we're in is going to take it is not clear yet. And I still think the privacy thing I brought up earlier is going to turn into a major engineering domain and challenge that folds into all this equally, along with the security, along with the safety that the VA talked about. And again, that's what we're trying to do, is set up teams and engineered groups to comfortably work in any of these spaces in the adaptive and high-speed way that organizations need.